Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. It's EKB, EKB TV, watching Vintage Cigar. And we are back with another moment to talk some cigars. Before we get into it, I want to give a big shout out to Tip Top Smoke Emporium. And big shout out to Greg. So while I'm doing this, we're going to talk about cigars, but I want to give a shout out to Greg because one, you guys know I don't make videos very often anymore. When I do make a video, I do want it to have some purpose. I want it to have some meaning. I don't want it to be just about putting money into the pockets of cigar makers. I want this to be a thing where everybody collectively is able to enjoy the community and grow and appreciate cigars for cigars, and it's not being about a dollar amount. But there are companies that I want to support and shout out. Tip Top Smoke is one of those, and Greg is a person that's just been in the community. He's been in the background with the Wavy crew, New Wave, Infamous Smoke Show, and same thing with the Bandit. He's just been around. He's been a staple for us. He's looked out for a lot of people with his cigars, bringing people into his store, educating people on the cigar industry, educating people on his business and different cigars and things like that. So that's something that I personally want to highlight. I want to highlight Greg. So big shouts out to the homie for that. And he asked me the other day, like, what cigars did I want? And it's really hard for me in Japan to get cigars. And I wasn't really sure if he was going to send out anything. I'm honestly, I'm trying to deflect. And I appreciate, people sending things into the channel. I appreciate all the super chats, the Patreon support, the whole nine. But you guys notice that I don't go super hard with that. That being said, we have quite a few cigars within this that I want to talk about that Greg sent out to me. First and foremost, while I'm doing this, I'm going to light up a cigar. And I'm using this new filter. I don't know how this is going to work, but check this out. I got a new phone, so that should really be able to highlight Carisma. This is a new cigar from Eladio Diaz. I think this is Eladio, yes, Eladio Diaz and Sange Patel. For those of you who follow the Vintage Cigar, who follow the Infamous Smoke Show, you guys know that we have done quite a bit with Sange Patel. And the first time that we interviewed Sanj and we had him on the channel, he was talking about the Carisma being made, brought to market, and it was going to be one of his best additions to cigars. You guys know how I feel about the SP 1014, red or black. I have a silver now too. We'll talk about that in just a moment. And you guys know how I feel about the industry killer and so on and so forth. Shouts out to Sange Patel. I did want to focus on that. But this cigar, he's talked highly about how much it is going to be candy sweet, and it's going to be a delicious cigar. I could not wait to smoke this bad boy. So I'm going to do this while we talk about the cigars that I got in this box and just do a little casual show. We're not going to last too long, but we're going to get to some details and enjoy the process. I hope you guys don't mind this really casual, laid back. Is that not a beautiful thing when you light a cigar? Okay, I'm back. My wife pulled the whole setup down. That's what that was. I don't even remember where I was. I have no idea. So let's get into the details. The cigar that I'm smoking right now is the Carisma by Sange Patel, Eladio Diaz. I've been waiting for this cigar for quite some time. It's given me a lot more chestnut and a woody profile than I expected. I remember the details of this cigar was supposed to be very sugarcane, sweet forward, but it's just the start of the cigar. Is it a bad thing? Not at all. It's actually burning fantastic. The draw is awesome. And it's literally right out of the pack, no acclimation. I didn't allow it to sit in the humidor. We're just lighting up and enjoying our cigar. Beautiful. So let's look into the bag and see what we got. I'm going to start with some cigars that I'm not very familiar with. This is La Gloria Cubana. And this is, if I can pronounce this, Aurelia Carsica. Aurelia Carsica. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the vintage cigar, with me, and how the channel normally works, I'm very candid about the cigars that I love, that I don't love, the cigars that I'm okay with. I haven't been the biggest La Gloria Cubana fan, and I know that this is a cigar brand that most people absolutely fall in love with and is everything to them. And it's a very storied brand, not just from the original Cuban, all of that heritage and all that, but just in general with some of the recent releases. People absolutely love this cigar. For me, I was never a fan, but this is giving me an opportunity to smoke something I normally would not try. Look at the size of this thing, it's as big as my head. Let me see if I can get the dimensions on this. I don't know if it's here, but it's definitely a Figurado. It looks like a 7x54. And this is a Gran Lugando. Honestly, I can't read the writing. I've never seen this cigar before, but I'm very interested in seeing what this is going to be like. This is not a profile that I would normally smoke, that I would look for myself. But that's the beauty of getting something that is sent to you in a box, and someone sharing a cigar with you that they have interest in and that they have love for. That's what this community is all about. That's what sharing cigars should be all about. And this is something that allows me to explore my palate, allow me to explore different flavors and things that I normally would not get into. So I'm pretty hyped about that. The next one is pretty much within the same category. This is a Worthy Fool by Diesel. And I mention this once again, that Diesel was a brand that I normally would not pay any attention to. This is not something that was in a brick and mortar on an online site that I would ever go out and buy for myself. But I appreciate when something is a gift and somebody is giving something to you, that you take the time to, appreciate it, to really see what it's about. It's an interesting, almost pig-like Figurado shaped cigar that is pretty cool, pretty different. And it's probably one of the better looking cigars that I've seen from Diesel. Diesel usually turns me off from the moment I look at them. This is not that. Does it give me any specs here on the Fool's Errand Worthy Fool? It does not. But it's a 2024 release, pretty new. And I would imagine with both of these cigars, it would be possible to get from tip top. So that's what I would imagine. I'm going to start with the Sange Patel options. We have the SP1014 Silver. And the cool thing is I have a new camera that will actually focus on the cigars up front. That is a dope band. Sanj, thank you for putting a band on these cigars. This is awesome. I'm joking. I know you always do that with your SP1014 line. But it's Japan Boy. It's my running joke. But look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. That's probably one of the best bands that I've seen from him recently. That thing is fantastic. I don't know if he's going to have on this one like he normally does the other blender. It says Sange Patel here. I don't know if this is Sanj solo. I don't know if this is Ladio Diaz. I don't know if it's Chico that helped him with this. If Sanj watches this, I know he will definitely tell me. He will pop up in the comments. So let's see what happens with there. And for those of you who are watching this as well, get down in the comments. Put your feedback in as well. I would love to know what you guys think about this. I'm excited about this cigar. The SP1014 Red is probably one of my favorite cigars in the past 3 or 4 years. And that's no exaggeration. Like it really is up there. The Black is a phenomenal cigar. So I'm hoping that he's able to go and do something that's completely different from both of those and still reach the same heights and achievements that he did with those two cigars. So I'm very curious about that. I have a Robusto on that one. And I also have, that's a 5x54. And we also have a Toro. And this Toro is 6x54. Very similar in size. Within the same vein, we have the Carisma. I think I lit up the Toro. That wasn't intentional, but why not? Enjoy the Toro. And this one looks like a Robusto Extra to me, because it doesn't look quite the same size. Let's put them together and see. So we have the Carisma and the SP1014 Silver. Very different wrappers on that. I will look up the specs and put them in there. I don't know exactly what they are. If I'm doing an edit on this, maybe I can be cool and put them on the side so you guys can see that. Fancy technology right there. That's pretty cool, right? Last but not least, what we have is the Cameroon Reserva. Let's get the camera to work on that here, instead of my fancy effects that I have on this camera, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But this is a cigar. Thank you, Greg, for sending this out to me. This is a cigar that I'm super excited about smoking. This is a cigar that I really want to talk about. You guys know that I love Cameroon. Ancestry-wise, I'm from Cameroon and Nigeria, and it's a little bit of like Scottish or some other random European that's in there. But that being said, as far as my palate, my all-time favorite cigar is Cameroon, and this is supposed to be the elite of the Cameroon cigars. So I can't wait to try this out and really see how this works. I'm going to get into the details on this a little bit later on. You guys more than likely want to tune in to one of my lives, Smoke Your Best Cigars. I will more than likely have this cigar up there just to talk with the people in the chat and see how things flow. So we should be interested in seeing how that progresses and how that develops over time. That's a pretty nice little unboxing to do for you guys. And it's a pretty nice little detail and just how I'm perceiving these cigars once I receive them and how they should go. As we're getting into this Carisma, cool name, by the way, as Cigar Hound Dog would say, tons of smoke. It's a silky smoke profile. The body is nice. The draw is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not getting the sugar cane that I expected on this, but it is a very wood focused profile. Let's see what the retro hell is giving for this. Warm, toasty, and it's something that is coming that wants to develop into a sweet profile that is not there yet. I don't know exactly how to put my finger on it. I wouldn't say sugarcane just yet, but it's getting not quite Cuban, not quite warped with their Cuban-esque flavor profiles, but it's something a little bit different that it gives a somewhat vegetal note that's working its way into sweetness. That's interesting. That's a nice profile. I love the body of this smoke. That is a nice cigar though, man. What is that flavor? Where is that going? Interesting. Burn on this thing is amazing. Let's get that to the forefront. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of feedback here. Like, I had a Pixel 5. That was my camera that actually just shit the bed on me. It completely just fried the motherboard, tonked out. And I finally got a Samsung back. So that's why I can do the cool depth of field, the glitchy thing. This is something that I started on the Vintage Cigar a long time ago, and I wanted to keep my channel looking like this. And it just petered out on me. So I'm back. Hopefully the mic is okay. Hopefully the camera work is okay. I don't know if I'm going to come back to do any kind of reviews or anything like that, but it is kind of cool to do these Let's Talk Cigars video and put something out and give you a little bit more of pizzazz, it's good word, that I had before. I love the way that this cigar is developing. I love the way that it's evolving as it's going along. I think I understand what Sanj was talking about as far as the sweetness that's going with this cigar. It's not as candy sweet as I expected, but there is a sweetness to the earth tone that is in there, and it's developing as the cigar goes along. And it's nice to see a cigar that transitions and builds like this. The wittiness is starting to kind of go to the background, and it's still giving a nutty profile. It's pretty complex, and it's completely different than a lot of the additions that I've gotten from Sange Patel, which is great. This is something that really excites me about how the cigar is working and going along. This is a very interesting cigar to me. And what it reminds me of is not really sugarcane, but it gives me that cardamom and coriander profile that I've always dug. And it dries the palate out a little bit, but it leaves a sweetness behind. Kind of interesting. I took a look at the specs on the cigar, and Sanj got a lot going on with the Dominican, and the binder is the San Andres. I have that right? I'm doing this off the top, y'all, so bear with me. But there was a lot of Corojo that is in here, and you kind of give that spiciness that I was talking about. Bar none, the construction on this cigar has been outstanding. The draw. This is what Sanj really like goes off about, of the quality control that he puts into his cigars. This is definitely living up to his expectations as far as how he's making the cigar, how it burns. The draw on this thing has been expert as far as just being perfect, giving you this silky, smooth. I'm getting the Eladio Diaz in this because it's taking me down the more Alfonso, Byron, Davidoff kind of feel for a cigar. That's not usually my lane, but I can definitely appreciate the cigar for what it is. Cool, man. Cool. I can't wait to dig this some more, but I'm not the best reviewer anymore. I'm going to say that. But this is just for the people who love to nerd out about cigars and want to talk about all the cool things that you get in a package. This is how you should appreciate your cigars. Just sit back and enjoy what each new cigar is bringing to the table and the different profiles that it provides. Well, hey, I had to come back really quick before this ends and I do all that. Took some time still out here smoking a cigar after I ended the video and all that, but I got the sugar cane. It's here. I got it. Man, this thing is really sweet. It's really nice. Really, really nice. I got it. Sanj, I got it. I got the sugar cane. That's it. I just wanted y'all to know that the transition in this cigar really developed into something outstanding. Wow. Okay. Back to whatever I was saying before, wherever I put this in, just back to it. Anyway, this has been EKB TV. I'm glad to see you guys back. I'm glad you guys are chilling with me, and I'll pop up again here and there. You guys know how I do. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting me. Support your local B&Ms. Go out and support Tip Top Smoke. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Sange Patel. Shout out to all the New Wave and Unbanded guys. And I'll be back again, man. You guys stay cool. Damn, I love the profile that it's leaving behind, man. This is a nice, very smooth, medium body smoke. This is cool. I'm cool with this.